What's up YouTube, this is Chris here with Consumer Electronics Repair, and today I'm going to show you how to copy a macOS 10 copy that you download from the Mac App Store over to a USB thumb drive, and I'm going to show you how you make it bootable. It is a fairly straightforward process provided you do have the correct code required. Now this process here, there are multiple different versions to do it. However, I find this one here to be the most reliable. It is a little bit long and it does take a little while in order to do it, but it is well worth it because it does that image does last a long time. As a matter of fact, it should last for the entire length sorry about that. It should last you the entire length of the operating system's life with no issue. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to open up a terminal. You're also going to need this command here if you're copying over a operating system. If you're copying over the macOS 10 High Sierra operating system, this is the code you use right here. If you're going to be copying over the standard macOS 10 Sierra, you would use this one here. And also for the MyVolume on both, you would change that. So here's the MyVolume for the OS 10 version 10.2 Sierra. Here's where you would change this. So for instance, mine is listed as OS X. So I would change this here to OS X. And then also, if I was going to do it over from a High Sierra image, I would I would change the MyVolume here on the very end to OS X there, and then I would go ahead and continue on with the normal process. So just keep that in mind. And I will be leaving a link to where here is the link to where I got this information here. It's actually on Apple's website, but I will go ahead and leave the link down there. I'm also going to leave this in the comments and this I'm sorry, not in the comments. I'm going to leave this command line here in the description, as well as this one here, and I will label it OS 10.13 and 10.12. So as we continue to go on, let's go ahead. So we're going to go ahead and copy that. So Command C. We're done with that. And as you can see here, we are in a terminal right now. What you're going to do is going to go ahead and paste that by pressing and holding down the Command key and hit the V key. And that is V as in Victor, not B as in boy. And it'll go ahead and paste the entire command into the terminal. Once it's in there, you hit the Enter key. It's going to ask you for your password. So go ahead and enter in your password. It will not give you actual dots as you're typing it. It's considered too sensitive. So it's just going to keep it that way. After you enter in your password, hit the Enter key. If it verifies that that is the correct password, it'll come down here and say this information here. And basically what it's saying is, are you sure you want to delete everything on the drive and use it as a boot disk? If you say yes, you're going to type in the letter Y and hit Enter, and it'll go ahead and start doing what it's going to do. Just a quick heads up, this will take a little while to get done. So if it stops, don't worry about it. Trust me, it's still going. I've done this like 6 or 7 times already. So it will work. Don't worry about it. Also, if you're planning on using a USB 3.0 flash drive, that will not work. It must be imaged onto a USB 2.0 flash drive. And I can show you exactly how you can get those. So you will go to, I'm going to go ahead and show you at Amazon. But you can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Fry's Electronics. If you have one, you can get them at Best Buy, and they're pretty cheap. On Amazon, just type in USB 2.0 flash drive and hit Enter. And it'll show you the USB flash drives. You can get SanDisks, you can get SanDisk Cruisers, you can get little mini SanDisks if you want. I would recommend getting a Kingston USB drive. The Kingston model that I have is a DTS59. And just type in USB flash drive Kingston, KINGSTON, and hit enter. And it'll actually bring up the Kingstons. This is actually the one that I got right here, except for it's a 8 gig, not a 32 gig. But here's a 16, here's a 32, and 32. They have them in multiple different versions. I don't believe you can get 8s anymore. I believe they've gone ahead and gotten rid of them. But then again, I might be wrong. Let's go ahead and click on this one here and see what pops up. Yeah, they only come in 16s and 32s now, so if I were you, I would get the 16. I mean, you can get the 32 if you want, however, the 16 will work just fine, especially if the only thing you're going to have on it is a bootable operating system. It's going to end up reformatting the drive anyway, and you're only going to be able to use that amount. So get the smallest one necessary. Don't get anything higher. Just make sure in the description field or in the title it says USB 2.0. If it's a USB 3.0, it's not going to work. So get the 2.0 and skip the 3.0 altogether. Because if you get the 3.0 and do this on the 3.0, it might work. However, it's only going to work with newer computers. You need to do the 2.0 if you're planning on doing the older computers. But anyway, that is it for right now. I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here. And I will be back when it's done. Alright guys, looks like it is done. As you can see, it says copying installer files to disk. Now it says copy complete, and then it says making the disk bootable, copying boot files, copy complete. Now that it's done, and as you can see, the name has changed. Originally it was OS 10. Now it says install MacOS High Sierra. Now if we were to go in here, we could install it or upgrade it. Let's say we're running 10.12 or 10.11 and we wanted to upgrade and we had an actual USB thumb drive. We could double click on this and it would automatically load up the operating system. Load up the update, because here it is booting, and we can go ahead and install macOS 10 High Sierra at our leisure. But other than that, you're pretty much all set. If you want to reboot the computer and boot it straight from the disk, let's say you've got a computer that has a corrupted operating system or a corrupted hard drive, and you put a new drive in it and you need to reload the software but you can't figure out how, well, here's your solution. And I am 100% sure that this will work because I had done it myself. So, telling you from experience. But anyway, that's it for me. And I'll see you in the next video.